William. Welcome back to A Toda Madre.
Glad to be here.
I have something in particular in my mind that was the whole recap where it says we're not recording every day, and I do want to talk about Rasslin. ¿Cómo se llama? We're basically going to recap Smackdown and Raw every Sunday. We're going to put it up. So Netflix, the Netflix era, WWE Raw goes to Netflix after I think 30 years or something like that. What did you think?
Like that, yeah. I mean, I for what it was, it could have had more, but it was good. I enjoyed it. I just felt like 4 matches was not enough for a fan. You know, that's all it was. It was more of a service to the, hey, we've gotten this far. You know, thank you for the fans, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, but where's the wrestling involved for a 3-hour show, basically? You know?
Yes, and did you agree that all the faces went over? Like, did you have any disagreements on all the winners?
I was okay with all of them except for Jey Uso. Jey Uso going over Drew McIntyre, I feel like was not needed. I feel the way they're trying to push Drew, it should have been like, hey, all right, you already took out Sammy, now you take out Jay, and you continue taking out who you got to take out. But you already dropped the match against Jey Uso. It's like, well, kind of defeats the purpose of you building up to what you're trying to become or whatever.
Now, I have heard people, which I'm like, I can see it. Like, that gives more motivation to KO for Drew and for Seth Rollins, since he also lost his match, to finally become that stable. Do you see it going that way, or you still hate that he lost?
I mean, he didn't need to lose for that to happen. Most likely, obviously, Seth lost too, but I don't see that is not needed for them to get together. Like, I get it. Like, you guys are losers, or you gotta be called Losers Club. Like, you know, it's we're not. They shouldn't have gone that route about it. CM Punk and Seth Rollins, yeah, it could have gone either way, really. But when it comes down to the Drew moment himself, and I believe I said it in the last episode with you, is like, yo, like if this happens, I feel like 2 out of the 3 are gonna take a step back in their pushes, I guess you say, whether it's Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre, because I'm pretty sure they make Seth Rollins the leader of the group, quote unquote. And it just sucks because they are far off better the way they are with the mic work and how they're getting pushed, as opposed to like, hey, let's share screen time with one person talking and the other 2 are just really the background noise. You know, it kind of sucks that they do decide to go that way about it.
Okay. My thing, I was against the Jey Uso winning. I kind of am against the Roman winning and Liv losing. I understand why the Liv Rhea, like, I think they're gonna move forward. Like, they're leaving this behind and let's move on forward. So I'm kind of okay with that. The reason that I didn't like the solo Roman thing, Roman going over, fue por la única razón de que I'm like, is that it for solo? Like, is that it for the bloodline? Is that it for the whole bloodline story? Does it end there? Because the way that The Rock was kind of basically talking, that's it. Like, he's not even going to main event WrestleMania in a way. So I was like, if that was the case, we would have still done something with Solo. And him not being at SmackDown also makes it look like, okay, so Solo going to take a little break. Then what are we going to do with freaking Tonga and Fatu?
I mean, when it comes down to Rock main eventing WrestleMania, I feel like there's still a possibility. And obviously Monday Night Raw was one thing, but NXT, the way he was talking in NXT makes it seem like he's still gonna be that persona of the final boss. He did say a hint, and everybody's like everybody's like, wait, hold on, what? Where he said, I'm 20 steps ahead. And what people are saying is Roman Reigns was like, when I adjourn the people, or when I whatever, he said something like that. It'll be on January 27th, which, you know, we'll be here in Atlanta, and I'm already looking into tickets to go into that show. It's also the last Monday before Royal Rumble. On Tuesday night, when The Rock said, I'm 20 steps ahead. People are doing the math. It's like, hey, if it's on the 27th when Roman Reigns goes up and talks to the people to adjourn it, and The Rock is 20 steps ahead, that's 27. That's January 27th. So that means The Rock's also going to be there. That's what they're saying, and that's the only reason why I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and buy my tickets because I'm trying to be there if that actually happens. I want to see that happen. I want to see The Rock saying, you know what? I'm going into a Royal Rumble or whatever it might happen. But I think it's still gonna happen when it comes down to Solo. I mean, he was on Raw, yeah, he wasn't on SmackDown, but maybe they're splitting them up now, and Solo's staying in Raw, and Jacob Fatu's gonna get his push over on SmackDown. You know, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're both gonna be mid card eventers. They're not gonna be main eventers anymore. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be in a mid card title picture with the Intercontinental and with the United States Championship. I'm pretty sure that's the way how they're gonna go. I mean, it was supposed to be like, hey, if Roman wins, I mean, Solo said it a while back. If Roman wins, we have to acknowledge Roman. That being Jacob and Tamatonga and Tamaloa and all of them.
You know, for me when that's what sucked when it was Paul Heyman who said it's like if I lose, I go to Solo, like I'll be his guy. But I was like, it should have been better because that gave it away right away. Roman has said the day that I retire is the day that Paul Heyman stops being my manager, something like that. He said something like that. So my thing was que dijera Paul Heyman, oh, if Roman loses, I go to you. But if what's it called? Si perdía Solo, que se veniera la bloodline con Roman, so that Roman can still have a bloodline. Because if not, yeah, you're the chief of what? Jimmy?
Basically, because even Jay's doing his own thing. Yeah, you got Sammy still, but he's doing his own thing as well. They're not really. They just said it for what I think it was bad. No, it wasn't bad, but for whatever event it was, where they're like, hey, it's gonna be Survivor Series. I think it was. We're only doing this once, and we're gonna help you out defeat the bloodline, but after that, we're breaking up again.
Y luego algo que a mí me chocó. I'm like, dude, it's pointless. When who was it? When Paul Heyman was in the ring, que salió Cody con Kevin Owens when they were talking, que se fueron a pelear. Y luego se metió Solo and freaking, not Solo, Fatu and freaking Tongaloa. Llegó Jimmy, Big Jim, and he beats them both like nothing.
Right.
I'm like,
and you like, I mean, Tongaloa or Tomatonga, whoever it is, I don't know their names to be exact, which one's which. But okay, Jimmy could take him out, but you're gonna make Jacob Fatu, who's been dominating the entire time ever since he showed up to WWE, and all of a sudden he's no longer that strong anymore.
Exactly.
You know, that makes no sense. Yeah,
it's like when Solo was the enforcer, and then all of a sudden he turns into the weakling. Like
when he becomes a tribal chief, basically.
So I'm like, okay, so is that the kryptonite? As soon as you're the tribal chief, just because you got your goons, that's it. I don't know. It's something that bugs me about. Like, for instance, ¿cómo se llama the champion Gunther? He has Imperium. Well, now he only has Ludwig. Ya no, ¿verdad? But he had him. He didn't need him to win, but he had him. He was that strong with them and without them. That's something that I liked about him. While Roman was strong, but he also looked weak against opponents, and that's why he needed his tribal. While Solo was the enforcer, and now he's looking like a bitch.
Right. Yeah.
Even though he did take a freaking spear, was the Sami Zayn special? I forgot his
haluva kick.
The haluva kick, and then he took the
haluva kick or whatever.
Andale. So he took all of that, so he still looked strong. It's like when Punk, he took 2 pedigrees, 2 GTS, 1 stomp, and I was like, and this will only have to give him 2 GTS, and that was it.
And to be fair, he did hit him with a stomp as well.
He did. Oh yeah, he did.
He did.
So I was like, even though Seth lost, he kind of looked strong, and it's like I tell people, I'm like, the pedigree technically is not a finisher anymore. Seth Rollins ruined it by not making it a finisher.
I mean, him and the super kicks no longer finishers. It's just they're doing a lot of stuff that were finishers at one point.
To quote Shawn Michaels, there's many super kicks, but there's only one sweet chin music.
That's right.
But yes, I do hate that Cody does a super kick. For Jimmy does a super kick. Jey Uso does a super kick. Freaking Fatu does a super kick. Everyone's doing the super kick. Like,
Yeah,
no man,
basically.
like what the fuck, Like, what's the whole point of history just for you guys to ruin it? The
Right.
pedigree
Yeah.
is ruined now.
It's I guess it's more of a signature move than what it is a
A
finisher.
finisher. Like, I do love the fact that Seth Rollins did do once. I'm not sure if it was once or twice. He did it on Roman where he did a out of nowhere pedigree where they're going for the spear and he freaking got him in a pedigree. I thought it was pretty cool because freaking Triple H never did that.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That I mean, but then again, I'm not gonna say they're more athletic nowadays, but I feel like a lot of wrestlers they moved away from the heavy build person like wrestlers into more lean, more agile type
Yeah.
wrestling.
Eso también. And you got to remember something. It's like when I saw the Mr. McMahon the documentary. I just saw it literally yesterday and today. Um, he says it that he's always liked bodybuilders. That's why you try to do the bodybuilding stuff and all that. So that's why he always pushed for the big man. And in a way, that's why Shawn Michaels, in a way, was never the guy because Triple H was there, who was a big guy. Batista was there, who was a big guy. Brock Lesnar was there. Stone Cold technically was a
Right.
big guy. So a lot of Hulk Hogan, a lot of that stuff was because of the big guys. So a lot of the smaller guys nunca tuvieron su chance. That's why Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, and who was another one? I forgot who else turned to steroids basically to get big. That's when look at Eddie Guerrero when he was in WCW. He's a small frame.
Yeah, he's
So
small.
you look at him when he was champion, you can see all the veins popping out, and all. He's not big, but he was bigger than before. Okay, so you were okay with Punk winning though.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
Right.
they made him look hella strong, but shit, I'll take it.
Do you think he moves on from that, or do you think we're gonna continue the story?
I think I don't. I think he moves on from it. I just don't see it going. If, like you said on the other time, I don't see it going to Mania. Like I see Punk going. Hey, he came back to main event Mania. He came back to main event and potentially, obviously, the only way to main event is for the title. So I just don't see him pursuing Seth Rollins all the way through into Mania.
All the way through. Okay, now cuando dices eso, like you don't see it going all the way through, que ya no más, ¿verdad? Where do you see Seth in WrestleMania then? With who? Against who?
I think I sent it to you on TikTok. That one theory. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I'm pretty sure they could easily go that route about it to make it a title match. If The Rock really is not gonna be a Mania, then you gotta have Roman holding the title. Who does Roman hold the title from? From Gunther, right? And how is Gunther gonna lose? They're gonna face off at one pay-per-view, obviously, and then Goldberg's gonna come out, cost Gunther the title.
Oh, I saw it. Okay,
Yeah.
So, but then you're talking about a Punk Seth triple threat and Roman.
No, just a Punk Roman.
No, so that's what I'm saying. Where do you see Seth then? If he's not,
Oh, Seth. Sorry, I heard CM Punk. When it comes down to Seth, I mean, I guess it could be. I mean, yeah, a fucking triple threat. I guess because really, I don't see anybody unless if they pick up with Bronson Reed in that feud, which I don't think they're gonna pick it back up after the injury of Reed.
I don't even think Bronson Reed is gonna be coming back till like late this year.
Well, I mean, it'll be past Mania, but I don't see them. I don't see Orton going in that direction. I mean, I could potentially see the heel three eventually breaking up and going into Mania as a triple threat for nothing for no titles, just them three wrestling it out with Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins. But really, I don't see a face in Raw to try to go with Rollins all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you mean. That's why I keep saying he has to pursue the CM Punk story because I don't see another storyline for him if he doesn't pursue the CM Punk at the moment. Because we were left at that. We gotta see what's tomorrow, ¿verdad? Tomorrow is Raw. We gotta see that. Now, Punk goes on. He wins the Rumble probably, unless they're gonna give it to Roman. Then Punk has to win the Elimination Chamber to get another potential title shot. Right? Unless Cena, they give him that. They didn't think about Cena. He did cut his promo. He made it seem like, oh, like we don't know that you were gonna do that you were gonna enter. No, obviously you're gonna fucking wrestle in every big pay-per-view from now on because you're going on your tour. But he can barely run now. He looks weak. I don't know if it's because he's acting that made him weak, so he hasn't exercised, so he's kind of like broken down, or it's just his body that he can't react anymore. So I'm scared of that. I am scared that Cena's not going to look – de por sí, he was limited. Now he's going to be super limited.
Right. I'll tell you this. He's not winning the Rumble. 100%. I will put any money anybody wants. He is not going to win the Rumble. That promo was way too much. You know what? I will win the Rumble. Like, not that just means you're not going to win it. Like, you're putting a promo to tell us you're not going to win that Rumble. You'll enter it, but you're not going to win it.
But you still have him at Final Four.
Yeah, he's for sure getting Final Four.
Maybe even Final Two.
No, not Final Two.
You don't think he's Final Two?
He'll have Final Four. Whoever, and I mean, I don't know which way they're gonna go with WWE, but whoever takes him out will be the reason why that'll be the WrestleMania match. Whether it's for a title or not, it'll be that person that takes John Cena out of the Rumble.
Unless he enters the Elimination Chamber, but again, because he looks so broken, I don't think he's going to enter the Elimination Chamber. We are talking about January, February. He has until WrestleMania in March, April to have all those. So we got to see how he's going to look. But as of now, from that promo, the way that he's been running and looking since last WrestleMania, he's been looking really bad physically.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the same thing. Like you said, it's just no practice in, no workout in. Yeah, I'm sure he works out, obviously, on an everyday basis because to be an actor, you still got to be in shape. But you don't do your own stunts. You don't do all this extra stuff that actors actually do. So with WWE, it's like, bro, like, who's going to wrestle for you? Like, you have to do it yourself. So in a way, like, he's just out of shape and he just hasn't been – he's rusty. That's all it is. I'm sure he's not going to be the John Cena that he was, obviously. That's a given. But I'm sure he'll pick up his pace a little bit more once it gets to that moment.
And we're not saying who's the winner yet. We're gonna save that till probably the last Sunday before the Monday of the Royal Rumble. So like in 2 weeks, on the 20th, we're gonna predict. We're gonna predict who's the winner. Right now, you said it was Orton, Roman, Punk, and Cena as your Final Four. I think is what you said.
Orton, Roman, Punk, Cena. Yeah.
That's your Final Four, okay. Yeah. I kind of have something medio similar, but I think I'm going to go... Well, now that I know that Roman's entering, and I know that probably Braun Breaker's not going to be in there, it's got to be Punk. Yeah, probably Roman just for ticket sales. I don't think I'm going to have Cena as my Final Four, man. Randy Orton, I can see him there because I do want to see that storyline wrap up. With Cody, right? Seth Rollins. I'm gonna have to go with Seth. If you just saw that Chris Van Vliet episode, his interview, he does say that he was a little bit jealous that he wasn't the guy, so maybe that gets a little extra push in there. I don't know. Maybe I need to see more promos. I'll say that. I need to see more promos, but I'm gonna go with Seth right now for number 4. The Rhea Ripley contra Liv Morgan, we kind of brushed on it. You're okay. I wasn't. But we both agreed that they had to move on, and that's why they gave her the belt.
Yeah. That story became so stale. It was just like, well, like, just get over it with it. You know.
Then it's got to be Io Sky who wins the freaking Rumble. It's got to be Io Sky.
Well, I doubt it. I'm pretty sure they're going to give it to Becky Lynch. They're going to give it to Becky Lynch and just to have Rhea versus Becky. I don't think that has happened.
Yeah, that happened in WrestleMania. That's how she.
You're right, and it was the match of the yeah. You're right. But ever since then, Becky hasn't wrestled, and I'm pretty sure it's like, well, she's coming back.
They are saying Charlotte Flair.
I was thinking Charlotte Flair too, pero I'm sure Charlotte has always been more Smackdown, I believe.
But it's Charlotte. Maybe she wants to break that reign again. I mean, already has the most reigns.
Who would be the easier opponent for her to beat at the moment with the 2 title holders?
I don't think they're gonna take the Tiffy time unless she's so over right now. So I don't think they're gonna remove that title from Tiffy.
At the same time, I don't think they'll take it from Rhea. They just gave it to her.
She just won it. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just for an opponent. But then I would guess. I think Io wins the women's. I'm going to say it right now. For women's, I do believe Io's going to win the Rumble, and I think she is going to go for Rhea.
Io was the one that had the title, right? At Mania.
Sí,
She lost
yes.
to
Oh, I forgot she was a title winner, huh?
yeah.
About that shit. I forgot about that.
Bailey
Maybe just as an
took
opponent.
over
No,
her,
I
but,
didn't. Dang, you just made me think more than. I don't think it's gonna be Naya.
No, Nia just lost.
Oh,
No
no,
way she
I
gets
don't.
it back.
That's gonna be a WrestleMania match. The two Morenita girls, the Becca
Naomi
Belair, and I forgot the other girl's
and
name.
Naomi, ¿no? La novia de Jimmy.
Yeah, pero la otra.
Jade Cargill.
There you go, Carhill, Jade. That's either gonna be a WrestleMania fight or it's gonna be a SummerSlam fight. They're saving that for a big pay per view. That cannot go down as a small one.
Right, yeah, because she got taken out, right? But by nobody knows who.
By nobody knows who. A lot of people are saying Naomi.
Naomi, yeah.
A lot of people are saying Bianca. So it looks like it's Naomi.
I just don't think it's Bianca because she's always been like face, and I don't think they're gonna switch her heel. Like, I'm pretty sure with Naomi, it's like, yeah, we could turn her heel.
Chad Gable was face all the time, and then all of a sudden,
that's different. Chad Gable he should have stayed face, but it's just Triple H messed up with that one.
All right, then go for it.
No, but that's no point. But with Bianca, like she's been face for a while, and I really doubt they'll have her turn. I really don't think she will ever turn, to be honest.
All right, now, ¿cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se dice? El Penta Cero Miedo. Pentagon Jr. now debuting in Raw, even though we thought he was against the New Day. They didn't end up. We hear Chad Gable, I want to wrestle a luchador next week, this Monday. That's Pentagon Jr., obviously.
Yeah.
Cero Miedo. 100%. Were you disappointed he didn't debut for Netflix?
Hell no. I mean, yeah, sort of, but no. I'm okay with the way they're going now. I didn't want the LWO. I didn't want him teaming with Mysterio. Eventually turning on Mysterio. I didn't want none of that. Like now, it's like okay, he's gonna get hopefully his solo push, straight up off rip. Obviously, most likely he's gonna be Chad Gable, and I don't know how long that feud is gonna go for, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a trilogy, and I'm pretty sure it will be a good trilogy because Chad Gable can wrestle. And Penta, like obviously, Penta like has been high flyer.
I don't see it. I don't see it as a trilogy for the sole reason that I do believe Penta will win his debut, but I do have a feeling that Chad Gable is gonna beat Braun Breaker. I'm still pushing hard for that. If it's not Chad Gable, who else is it gonna be? Cero Miedo?
Well, yeah.
If he goes over with the fans.
I mean, he's already over with the fans. Like it just depends how long this little
listen. For. He's over with the fans. WWE fans are a whole other thing. We're Latinos, so he's over with us. We already like him just because he's Mexican,
right?
Because he knows a little bit more English than fucking Dragon Lee and the fool from Legado del Siete. I love Andrade, but that fool needs a manager.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but he needs a manager. He's not good in the mic. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not that he's not good. It's just that he doesn't know good English to be an American brand, right?
Right.
For English speakers. I do love the fact that in a way Triple H is testing the water with Shinsuke, where he's allowing him to cut promos in Japanese, like darker theme and all that. So I'm like,
right, yeah.
If you're allowing him and it works, then you should allow Andrade to cut promos in Spanish.
Right.
You should allow Legado del Siete, the main guy, cut promos in Spanish.
It shouldn't, like, you're right, because it shouldn't, like, just because he's Japanese doesn't mean he gets extra, like, more leniency.
Yeah.
So in a sense, you're right. It should be able to, like, hey, like, if he's getting his natural language, let the Hispanics have their natural language.
Now, is Penta going to say, escúchame, hijo de puta? Oh, tu puta madre. You think he's going to say it? Or you think they're going to, hey, you can't say that, but you can, like, work with it? I'm thinking that if they don't allow him to say puta, he's going to be saying pinche.
Or perra.
Or perra. Yes, there you go. But I don't think he's going to say puta. I'll be shocked. He is going to be in Netflix. So I heard that they still want to keep the peachy in a way. But, hey, does Netflix know what puta means?
I'm sure they have Spanish movies in there that have, those words.
Yeah.
No, I think they're going to have to change his language into a more PG Like, so in this case, Perra,
But he is gonna keep it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he's keeping it.
He has to, right? Because that's
his
part of
trademark. Yeah,
it's
that's him.
Yeah, it's his trademark. It's like as if you remove the just bring it to the Rock, even maybe the cooking, but more is the okay. For the Rock is the just bring it. For Stone Cold is the flip off. For the Chad Gable's with finisher, la suplex. But a lot of like the Sweet Chin Music, the tuning up, the Undertaker, stuff like that. Is that in a way, su puta madre es parte de Pentagon, de Penta. So yes, I do believe they're gonna just switch it up a little bit, but that has to be a thing. It has to be.
I mean, yeah. Again, most likely they're gonna go that route because you just brought up Stone Cold with the middle finger. It's like, yeah, they took it away from him, but he still lifted his hands up in the air. Everybody knows what's supposed
and
to
we knew what that meant.
Exactly. So now, they're gonna go that route with it.
Are you okay with the women's U.S. title and women's intercontinental titles? Like,
it was needed. It was needed. I mean, are they gonna use it properly? Hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean, both shows are now, as of right now, going 3 hours long. So there's plenty of space for them to have titles for the women's like that. I mean, it was needed because in a way, let's just say 30 female roster, and really there's only one title that they're fighting for. Like, it's
my original idea. I'm like, because there's not a lot of girls, but I know that SmackDown is a 3-hour show now, so it might be different. But I was like, my original idea, I'm like, have only one woman's champion. Have only one woman, and that's it. But then have an intercontinental and U.S. title, and have those mid-carders fight, but have the champion go to both brands, and just like the tag team girls go to both brands. I feel like that would have been better, so that we can concentrate on building characters in the mid card, but only having like a main event girl. Because now, in a way for WrestleMania, technically we have to put 4 title matches to that as girls. Not necessarily, right? No necesariamente you have to do that. Pero dije, así, we just have one title woman, y maybe we can have like a pre-show with the girls, and then like an opener with the girls or something like that. But now, in a way, we have to put at least the champions in the title card. You cannot have a woman, the Universal, and the women's champion not be in WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, you're right in that point. In that sense, it's a smart idea. It's just I'm pretty sure the workload will be way too much on the women's champion to be traveling from, let's just say, one part of the U.S. to the other part of the U.S. From one day to another. I just feel like
that's right, because SmackDown do travel. They travel around. SmackDown travel separately, huh?
Separately, yeah. And at the same time, they also have to do the house shows that they have. So it's like, I just feel like it would be a lot of workload in that aspect.
I also was going to ask you, do you think it's going to be Jimmy and LA Knight at the Royal Rumble versus Solo and ¿cómo se llama? Tanga? Because remember, he attacked LA Knight. Solo. Not Solo.
Yeah.
Solo. Fatu.
Yeah, but I don't think so, because you have LA Knight competing for the title right now, like for the US title. US title. So it's like, I don't, if I'm LA Knight and if I'm WWE, I'm like, why would I take him out of that picture and put him into another one for just a one-time match? Like, I doubt it, so I would assume they would continue going with LA Knight and Shinsuke until a certain point of like, okay, you already lost 2 times, like, you're done, like, let's move forward with another story arc for you, but like, as of right now, like, why would you remove him when he's currently in this picture?
Okay. Yes, at the Royal Rumble, obviously we're gonna get the women's and the girls, right? We're gonna get women's and girls. We're obviously gonna have. Do you think both champions are gonna wrestle, or is it just gonna be one?
For both women's and
Royal Rumble,
I think it's just gonna be one. I think it's just gonna be Cody and KO.
Cody and Cody KO at the ladder match. Gunther, we don't have anything for him at the moment because he wasn't even at Raw. That's something that I wanted to touch on. How, like, I don't even care. People are saying, "Oh, Cody wasn't there. What a disrespectful to the Universal Champion." Blah blah blah. Cody's from SmackDown,
right?
So he shouldn't even have a speaking moment,
right? Yeah, right? This is not from that brand.
And everybody was saying, "Oh, pero Roman was there." Yeah, but Roman is the fucking name. He's the superstar of the WWE. Cody is not, right? Cody's not a superstar to me. But I'm like, I didn't mind that. What I did hate was that Gunther was not in the show.
Yeah, he just did a video package.
Yeah, and I was like, did something happen? What the fuck? You know, I'm like, you could at least been in the ring. I know that Cena had to cut a promo, The Rock had to cut a promo, but you couldn't give him a backstage segment, like showing that you're the champion. And I don't know. I just hated the little promo, the vignettes, or como se llaman esas madres. I hated that.
I mean, I agree with you. He should have been there, and yeah, there was no time. But it's like, one, you had Hogan, cut him off. Clearly, that shit backfired completely on Hogan. Obviously, yes, Logan Paul had a video package, but you could have easily done something else with it. He didn't have to have a Netflix premiere package for Logan Paul when it's like, yo, this guy's not even a full time. Yeah, I guess he's becoming a full time, but he's not even a full timer. He's not even a full time wrestler. Like, okay, you know.
And it does suck, pero ¿qué se puede hacer? You know, we can only, as fans, we can only want so much, and it is what it is. What do I expect from Raw? I expect a 5-star match from Penta and Baby Kurt Angle, Chad Gable. Gunther is probably gonna get challenged this week by who knows who, and I think Priest is fighting Finn Balor this Monday as well. And I don't know about the girls. I don't know if Rhea's gonna move on or if Liv is gonna want a rematch. I don't know anything about that. But at the moment, and then the New Day. You think they wrestle this Monday or not?
I mean, they're gonna have to do it. There's no way they're gonna cancel them 2 weeks in a row, because they obviously had advertised it for Netflix Raw.
Yeah,
the premiere, and then they pushed it back to another week, which is now tomorrow. So I don't think they're gonna push it one more week. So I'm sure they'll wrestle. I don't know who's Ray's partner, but I'm sure they'll wrestle. You know.
Now this I rate my movies. I rate them out of 10, right? So like a 6.7 and all that. For wrestling, I do go out of 5 stars, and then I'm a toda madre because it's more than 5 stars. Was Raw Netflix a toda madre or 5 stars, or where do you rate it?
It wasn't a toda madre. I think it was a 4 stars.
4 stars.
Not even 5, just the 4 stars. Yeah.
The only reason I can't give it a toda madre, I think the promos was good, the wrestling was good, everything was good. It's just that we didn't have a lot of wrestling for a 3-hour show. Mm-hmm. I can't give you a toda madre, but I think CM Punk and the solo fight versus Romans, they did enough for me to give it a 5 star. So 5 star out of 5. A lot of people are gonna like that. By my rating, if you get a toda madre, that means that you're the shit. And that concludes our wrestling talk, William.